Hello everybody, and welcome to the world. And what a beautiful world is too. Isn't that lovely? So yeah, Europa Universalis 4. Been out a few weeks, and everyone is playing it. I assume you're playing it, because everyone is. I can't think why you wouldn't be. Anyway, as everyone, as I say, everyone and their dog is playing EU4 and doing some videos. I thought, why not throw in my 2 pennies worth? What a good 2 pennies it's going to be, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But come to the first and very critical decision. Who are we going to play as? Well, we've got the Iberian Peninsula down here. It's been kind of covered by people like Quill18, and who's playing Castile / Spain, and Shen, who's been playing as Aragon. Shen's been playing lots, so he's been doing lots of live streaming, which is nice. He's got one as Ceylon, I think, and Japan, and someone else who I can't remember. I think I probably am going to play in Europe or around the Mediterranean. I don't think I'm likely to play an Indian nation this time, or Chinese, or Malayan, Indonesian, whatever. Malaysian, Indonesian. Yeah, I think this part of the world is going to stick, I swear. Lots of countries, lots of action, good times. I have tried to do some recording before. I ran into some problems. One was my copy of Fraps, which I bought and registered quite a while ago. It turned out I had the latest version as an unregistered version, which is a bit annoying, so I spent 2-hour sessions and only managed to record the first 30 seconds of each, which is a real shame. And then I tried to play as the Mamluks last night, but there's some real Fraps slowdown. Hopefully I've eliminated that this time. I've done a bit of tinkering. So yeah, should be good this time. I think maybe, actually what I'll do is I will start up as the Mamluks again. Quite an interesting nation, as far as I can see, to play. They're located in a, well, not a tough spot. I mean, they're quite a powerful nation, but they've got the aggressive and expansive Ottomans up here to the north, who are in a going to be in a, well, they're in a stronger tech group. The Ottomans tech 25% slower than Western tech. Western tech being, you know, Spain, Western Europe, Germany, UK, Sweden. And I think they probably have stronger unit types as well, maybe. And they've got some pretty powerful ideas, like they start with 10% more discipline. 10%! Discipline is part of what determines the amount of damage that is done in battle. But that's just a phenomenal bonus, 10%. Yeah. But the Mamluks. So, yeah, we've got them there, and then you've got over here, got a load of hordes, Aquinlu and Koraquinlu, and obviously the Timurids, they're all hordes. So diplomacy there is going to be a bit touch and go. They're just going to probably want to declare war on me a lot. And then you've got to think about, you know, these Western nations are going to be expanding, want to expand their trade through the Mediterranean. We're a natural target, I suppose, for a lot of people. But we're a powerful nation. So let's have a look at what it says here about the Mamluks. We are Muslim tech group, so we tech 50% slower than the Western, 25% slower than the Ottomans. So like that, second cup of tea needed. This is our government type, an IKTA. Never heard of it before. But apparently, is when we get in game, you'll learn you can't change out of this voluntarily. I guess you have to give in to some revolt demands or something. It's basically like a feudal monarchy, I think it says. Good looking game. It'll tell you more in the text, you can read it there. So this is us, our Sultan. Pretty pony. Okay, military skill. That could be important. Tech, we start off at level 3 tech across the board. And now the ideas. This is a really nice change in EU4. It's not all your improvements are really just coming from tech. And I guess they didn't in EU3 either. They had ideas, national ideas and stuff you unlocked. But ideas have become much more important, so you have to make a choice how you can spend these points that you accumulate, which are administrative, diplomatic and military. So I'll explain that all in game, I think. I'll give a quick rundown. Of the very, very quick basic rundown of what these things do. So yeah, anyway, we start off with 10% better cavalry. I don't really know what 10% better combat ability actually means. I don't know if it's the same as 10% discipline. I don't know if it just means, I don't know, 10% better at shock and fire and manoeuvre and stuff. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, trade steering plus 25%. Trade steering is, yeah, it's going to show the routes if I zoom in. Trade steering is used to steer trade, unsurprisingly. So you can see the world is divided up into these trade zones. Each province has a power value and a value that adds to the trade zone. And the more of that power you control, the more money you can manipulate in or out of the zone. But the trade routes have a flow direction. So you can steer trade. If I was, say, Portugal, like historically this is what they did. They went around and they had important ports around here, and they steered the trade around Africa into Portugal, over here, or Seville trade zone in the game. And as the Mamluks, what I want to steer as much of this trade up through the Gulf of Aden, and Bab el Mandeb, and the Red Sea. And why am I reading these all out? And the Gulf of Suez until we get to the Alexandria here. So yeah, trade steering is important. So it lets me steer trade towards my home node. And I get a bonus for extracting money in the node where my capital is located, which in this case is the Alexandria node. So trade steering. Then we get, as we unlock national idea, as we unlock normal ideas, we for every 3 we will get an extra national idea. So again, this is to do with trade, global trade power. That's good because it means we'll have just more power in the trade nodes. Trade range means we'll be able to start moving some of this trade, more of this trade around and up. Yearly prestige. Prestige is good. Prestige affects most things. Manpower recovery. That is very good because normally it takes 10 years to recover your manpower, full manpower pool. So if you get faster manpower recovery, you can declare wars again faster, or you're in a stronger position to withstand people declaring war on you. 5% extra discipline, that's nice. It's not as nice as the Ottomans starting 10%, but it's something. Production efficiency. Production is one of the ways you make money. So you've got tax of the populace, and trade, which is really international trading goods, I suppose. And then production kind of represents, so if you're producing grain, I guess that's the value assigned to it. Don't really know how to say that in proper terms. It's one of the 3 ways of making money. Cheaper stability cost, yeah, good. Better trade efficiency, that's good because that affects your trade power and your trade income. So that's very powerful. And then when you get all of these ideas, we get stronger trade power modifiers from our provinces. So that's good. So if we, for example, were to come down here, let's go back to the trade map. If we were to come down here and take some land down here, say Oman or Yemen, which is quite a tempting prospect. You don't have to take much land, but it would become more powerful at steering that trade. Where does this one go? It would become more powerful at steering the trade, so we could get more money flowing to where we want it to. But yes, we start off for some reason guaranteeing Cyprus. We will do something about that. I don't know why the fuck we're guaranteeing Cyprus. Anyway, let's get in game. Tea in EU on a rainy bank holiday weekend in the UK. Good times. It's a lovely looking game. I wish there was like a light mix between this and this. Like a really opaque version of this, so you could still have this nice view. I find it a bit hard to see what I'm doing really in this view. You can kind of tell the borders quite clearly here. Yeah, anyway. So I said I'd give a quick explanation of this. So instead of having sliders to control how your economy and tech grows, we now have what they call monarch points. Even if you don't have a monarch, they're called monarch points. Don't worry about it. If it ruins your immersion, well, whatever, it shouldn't. It's just a word. So you've got admin power, and this is... so hang on. These are all derived from your leader. So our leader produces 1 of these, 2 of these, 3 of these, and as standard you get 3 points anyway. So we're getting 4, 5 and 6, as you can see. And then you can get advisors, which add points, and as you can see, they become increasingly more expensive. To get 3 points, it's going to cost 9 gold a month. 9 gold a month? That's not much, is it? But even if we defund all of this to the max, we're only making 11.27 gold. So, as you can see, yeah, very expensive to get a good top of the range advisor to increase your monarch points. No, so your monarch, you drive these points for your monarch, and you accumulate them, and then you can spend them on stuff. So, for example, stability. Your stability represents the stability of your country. The higher, the better. So as you can see, each level gives you these following bonuses: more trade power, lower revolt risk, more tax, all good stuff really. So you can spend your administrative points to increase this, or build buildings which come from, I don't know, uses military points, or buildings that come from like the government line, or I think production buildings as well. They use administrative points, and integrating territory into your country. Like, so if you conquered this province from hedges, then you would want to turn it into a core. And a core has bonuses. So if you don't have a core to territory, you get lower tax and production stuff and more revolt risk. So you want to spend your admin points to make it a core part of your country, and various things like that. Also, oh, hello. That was slow. Also, you spend it on administrative tech. This applies to all of them. So diplomatic tech. Diplomatic is naval and trade, and military is obviously military tech. So you do that. And I'll get to the ideas you spend it on in a second as well. Diplomatic power, you use it to reduce things like war weariness, negotiate peace deals, some other things, building like trade buildings and stuff, blah blah blah. Military power, you can have these actions which some of these cost military power points to do, like to sort a fort as well, cost military power points. And as you can see, building buildings is not just a gold cost, there's a power cost as well. So if you want to build this earthen rampart, we need 50 gold and 10 military power points. So the other major expenditure of them is your national ideas. So you've got these ideas, the administrative ideas, which is admin, diplomatic, use diplo, military, use military, obviously. So this leads to some difficult choices. Like us, we are going to want to try and keep our military going as strong as possible, because we're going to face the Ottomans at some point. They've got naturally stronger armies, they've got better tech, so we're going to have to concentrate on keeping our military going, which leads to an interesting problem, slightly counterintuitive. We'll see how it plans out in long term if we gain balance, but whether we spend our money or these power points on military ideas, which makes our troops generally better, or do we spend it on tech, which gives us access to better troops, increases the fire and shock ratings, and all this kind of, increases all that they fight as well. So I think for us, we're going to focus on getting tech rather than military ideas to begin with, at least. It's not to say we won't have military ideas at some point. You can see here the pack cost is going to be 840. It normally costs 600, it says here. Yeah, you can see, because we're Muslim, it's more expensive. What a shit. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about with them, really. There's a lot of talking, no real gameplay yet, sorry, but I thought it would be useful to explain this stuff. Anyway, let's have a quick rundown of our nation. We know this. Those who care can read that. Pause it if you want. Our accepted cultures are Mizri and Suray, Arabic. We control Jerusalem, so we get an extra missionary, which is nice, and more prestige, which is nice. Our prestige is just about going up. And let's hire some advisors. We're only going for level 1s here. National tax, 5%, good. Better relations over time. I don't know if that means that things go 30% faster, you get 30% more relations, or like malice to your relationships decline 30% faster. I don't know. Whatever, we'll take him because he's only level 1. They don't look very Arabic, do they? Be nice if they introduce, maybe they'll do a DLC where you can get some culturally different portrait packs and stuff. I've got 2 level 1s to choose from here, land force or military tech. I'm going to go for the cheaper military tech. Don't need bigger land force limits, since, well, I don't think we do right now. So that's that. Diplomacy. Who cares about what those people think? We haven't got any rivals. I imagine the Ottomans are going to become a rival. I want to try and get some vassals, because our government type, as you can see, has the following effect. 100% chance of a new heir. Oh, new heir is much better than us. He's 0, so we don't want to die just yet. We're only 26, that's fine. And we get 33% more income from vassals, which is nice. So we want to get some vassals, even though we won't get as much income necessarily as controlling that land, but there are other benefits to having vassals. Economy, we've already had a look at. Getting most of our money from tax, not much from trade or production. I'd quite like to change that trade thing, but that will take time. Talking of trade, so we're collecting in map mode. We're collecting here in Alexandria. There's not a huge amount of value to Alexandria. There's 4.6 value. Yeah, and then we're only bringing in 0.67. As you can see, 0.67 is being directed up here by Hedges and I. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of value retained here. It would be nice, nice to be able to get some more power down here to forward more trade to our trade node. But that's all we can do with trade. You can see these various things. They'll all go up with time. It's just numbers. Tech, looked at tech. Ideas, looked at them. Missions and decisions. Got some decisions. What are they? Vault risk, stab cost. National tax. Ooh. Well, that should be easy enough to get. I don't mind losing some piety. What was my air? No, it might be in. Okay. Vault risk is down. Prestige. That's nice. What do we need for that? We need at least 50 prestige and a good military leader. And these are all quite good really, there's not too many with negatives, which is unusual. A lot of them gain piety, which I don't really want right now, maybe later in the game, I don't know. Talk about that when we get to the religion screen. Missionary strength, we need a theologian, okay, well that might happen at some point. Stability cost goes up. Discipline also goes up, oh that's very nice. Need the centralisation idea. And military of 4. The rule is a general. I guess centralisation is going to be under... Oh, there you go. Economic ideas. We'll probably want this at some point because tax boost, cheaper build costs, inflation reduction. Loans have become more important, so interest on loans is good. And maintenance production. Yeah, okay, so we need to get this if we want that, which we probably do at some point. Formalised scales measure, we just need a better admin tech. Should be easy enough to get. And unify Islam, we need to control all of this stuff. Which gives us much lower stability cost. Excuse me. Oh no, I don't know where that came from. Better missionaries and tolerance to the chief faith, so that's reduced revolt risk. Need to control a lot of stuff. Anyway, what mission should we do? Form an alliance with Ramazan. These guys here. No, thank you. Though they do make a nice buffer between us and the Ottomans, but no, I think not. I think not. Let's not, yeah. Fortify Suakin, which is here. What do we get for that? Army tradition and 1 extra manpower. or conquer Tabuk. Oh well, yeah. Let's go for that one. It gives us a CB. Straight away we can go to war. I don't think we'll be able to vassalise them in one war. It would be nice to try and vassalise Hedges. We're having a bit of extra help down here in the Red Sea. Things like that. So let's bring the army over. What have I got? 7 and 2, 5 and 3. What are you? Yep. So the fun thing about the Ottoman Mamluks is we can have up to 80% of our army as cavalry, which early on can be very strong because cavalry is better than infantry. The sun goes by, that changes.